You can admit, 2023 was a huge year for TDS, but what happened? In 2023, I played more TDS than any sane person should, but we just saw tons of changes throughout the months that we liked and didn't. You and I saw new towers, multiple skin crates, many marketable plushies, tons of game-changing reworks, and week-long delays. We also saw TDS's biggest competitor that threatened Tower Defense Simulator's long-lasting top spot for TD games on Roblox, and the most controversial change to the dev team, along with 3 events that saved the game from impending doom. I know it's a lot, don't worry, I will bring you through the journey that TDS took to stay the #1 TD game on Roblox. Let's start at January 1st. As you might already know, one of the 3 events in 2023 was going on at this time, Violent Night, and it was not a good way to start off the year. Why is that? Well, we've got an elf camp, a fairly good tower that deploys murderous toy makers, and many brand new Christmas skins in Fortnite Battle Pass, but those weren't the causes for disappointment. Most people didn't just say it was too easy because they got the tower within the first month and got every reward without much effort, but because the map itself was a whole nother issue. You see, the map resembled Duck Hunt, the previous spring event map, and I mean a strong resemblance, so much so that the strats for Duck Hunt were being used to beat this new event. The copy and paste left the community disappointed, but you know something they didn't, that this would be the last big event for months. The only big update, if you could call it that, before October was the Valentine update, which didn't bring much besides just 2 crates. One was called the Lovely crate that had new Valentine skins, besides the sniper, that was from the old crate. A cold crate was also introduced for some reason. It should have appeared during Christmas, but something was already taking that role. Of course, you know what it is, but they didn't. After this update, the next few months were somewhat quiet, a bunch of small reworks to towers and plushies. 4 of them were made across the year: Scout, Engineer, Excel, and Umbra. To be honest, how much would you really pay for a stuffed engineer? Anyways, the dev team was behind the scenes preparing for the biggest update of the year. These months of reworks finally led up to October. The Lunar Overture event was an opportunity to boost the player count and pay the salary of the team, which behind the scenes was falling apart. You and I didn't know that yet though. We were too focused on the new axe, season pass, free UGC items, mini and ranger reworks that completely altered the game. TDS was looking lively. You might ask, what could go wrong? Well, you can guess. Actually, it wasn't all that it was cracked up to be. After a 7-day delay, we finally got an unfinished event that was way too hard for the average player to beat, so they nerfed it. Then someone proceeded to beat it with only gold soldiers, so then they rebalanced until about a week later they had a somewhat balanced event. At that point, nobody really cared about it. Most of the UGC items were gone. Jester was being given out like hotcakes. You, me, and your dog knew that Necro was mid as well. We were done with the event. Not to mention the absolute backlash from the community because it was unfinished. But then quests were added. The quest rewards were, to put it lightly, a steaming hot pile of shit. This update seemed really random. Why would we need this feature? Well, you would soon find out why. The aftermath of this series of events was not perceived well. As a result, many thought this was certainly the end of TDS, having another highly anticipated game possibly to take its spot. Like, could it get even worse? Yes, it actually did. It was official. The Umbra plushie was finally announced. Oh my god. Oh, I can't believe. Oh, that's the downfall right there. On all seriousness, there was an actual reason. Remember when I said the team behind the scenes was falling apart? Well, it reached its breaking point, and near the end of the Lunar Overture event, Razuadix had left TDS. Just quickly for those who don't know, Raz was the lead engineer on the game, which seems like a very important role, correct? Well, apparently this didn't affect the biggest upcoming update, which saved the game from death. But wait, where did Raz go? Why did he get banned from the TDS Discord? While I would love to give you answers, I can't tell you anything besides theories, which as we all know are 100% true. It would require a whole different video to cover the topic. Anyways, this sudden event forced the team to balance Raz's part on their shoulders. Not only that, but the unsuccessful event pissed off the community. TDX was on the rise, and the possible takeover of the TD genre. TDS seemed to be on the crosshair of demise. But the last thing we expected was teasers from Below Natural himself. He was posting tons of teasers to the new Christmas event until the eventual release date and trailer. How was this possible? The update wasn't delayed and got posted on the correct day and time. The player count skyrocketed, there were new skins, a new crate, season pass, presents, long-awaited reworks of Freezer and Frost Blaster, plus a new tower? How did they manage to pump this whole update out in just a few short weeks? Not only that, but the community actually didn't rebel. It was well received, finished, not buggy, and came with plenty of new things to mess around with, including the quests that were used for the event challenges. This was a whole new way to reward players. The TDX event, however, it did not nearly do as well. People were preferring the TDS event. I believe this is because the hype buildup went straight to the abrupt release of Krampus's Revenge. If that's true, then they dodged a scary downfall that would have destroyed the game and kept TDS on the top spot for TD games on Roblox. It was like a breath of fresh air, a sip of nice cold water after you're super thirsty. But wait, how the hell did it drop so fast? Here, I will tell you my best guess. Remember how unfinished the Lunar Overture event was? Well, I think it's because the devs were focused on the Phantom Crate, Tower reworks, and the Christmas event. I mean, it's almost impossible to release all of this in 2 weeks. Well, I guess they were most likely also focusing on it between February and October. Most of that energy was put towards the Halloween event and the reworks. Now, I have another theory. It might just be a stretch, but hear me out. What if the team focused on Krampus's Revenge because they knew TDX's Christmas event was a threat, so logically they made a competing event that had to be good. They were realizing that the Halloween event would have to take a backseat after the backlash because it wasn't worth reviving. If that is the case, then it worked out perfectly because they destroyed TDX and active players, moving the hype to TDS. But that's just a theory. Again. Anyways, what does the future hold for TDS? Well, now that Raz has disappeared into the abyss, the team has to find someone else to take his place. But until then, we can sit back and take a deep breath because the future of TDS looks bright. Even if TDX is still fighting for a top spot, TDS can certainly say that they had an eventful year. I gotta say, for this channel, it's also been eventful. This has been crazy. Thank you, all of you, for watching, liking, subbing. Thank you so much. If you want to come talk to us, we're going to be in the Discord server. That's in the pinned comment in the description. It doesn't make any sense. Do the pinned comment in the comment section. That's all.